Welcome back, folks. Nash Taters here. Today, we're going back into the War of Divisions. And today is going to be a very relaxing episode. Today, I'm just going to show you pretty much my daily routine. So the first thing I do when I log in is I always check the Chocobo expedition. Make sure you collect your materials and then send them out again. Since it takes roughly about 5 or 6 hours for them to fully collect the 40 materials. Next thing, I go to missions and I collect all of my stuff. And then I go to summons and I go ahead and do the free summons. My limited normal summon. As you can see, I already did that before I started recording this video. But I haven't really done anything else. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to refill some energy. And I like even numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of mediums here. So I'm going to do 10 to give myself a bunch of energy. And then what I'm going to do is for me, I always like to start off farming the hard quests. Because this way I get them out of the way so I don't actually forget. Generally speaking, for me, I like to work on the UR unit shards since they take the longest because they only give you 2 per day. Obviously, you could do whatever you want to do because it's a team that you're working on. But me, I'm kind of, unfortunately, a little bit spreading out my hard quests. But I figure based on my calculations, it's much easier to do the hard shards of all the URs that I want to do and then slowly work on one of my MRs or SRs. So I'm going to do Ayaka. And this tip I already gave in many of my videos, but basically what I recommend is you go ahead and click on one of your parties, rename it to Skip, and then just drop any characters or units that you like to level, okay? And basically when you hit the skip battle, it just completes the battle on its own. It doesn't even, technically speaking, send your units into battle. So this is a perfect scenario in which you can actually level up your characters safely. So drop any unit you want, especially the weaker ones, right? For example, she's really weak. Currently, I'm working on him, but he's still a little weak because I haven't really raised his job levels up, so his stats aren't very high and he's pretty slow. So right now is a perfect opportunity to really boost his stats up by leveling him safely. So go ahead and hit your skip battle, and as you can see here, it takes you directly to let you know that you only have 10 attempts per day. I believe this goes up when your royalty level goes up, though. All right, I'm going to go to 2. See? Easy, easy. 10,000 experience, 11,000 experience. Sorry, I just woke up, so my throat's not feeling too great, but I don't think I'm sick or anything. I'm under quarantine after all. Okay, so done. I'm not going to keep going, but I'm just going to show you what I usually do. So I'm done with the hard quests. Now, when you're doing your hard quests, you really want to look out for the whimsical shop activation. So the whimsical shop is a short duration shop that can give you discounted items. A lot of times you can get shards of characters that you really need for a decent price. I think like it's 200 gems instead of 250. You can get some awakening materials for a cheaper price. It really depends, obviously, but it's a good idea to always try to activate the whimsical shop. If you've done your 10 hard quests for the day and you still haven't activated, this is where I suggest you can do one of 2 things. One, you can go to your far plane under events and start doing your training. I suggest definitely finish the 3 experience chambers, because when you do 3 experience chambers every day, before the end of the month is up, you have access to get 1 free rainbow spheres, or as I like to call it, cat yarn. Make sure you do your guild chambers if it's only limited 3 times a day, Monday through Friday. And always do pot chambers every day, because this is always limited to 3 times a day, and you really want those pots to level up your ultimate skills of your units. The growth eggs is kind of hit or miss. Orange chamber I would ignore for 2 reasons. Or these ores you can get from multiple sources other than spending your energy to do these. And multi quests, especially a lot of the events they put out, you can get these ores steadily. Like you can get a huge supply. I have so many of these things. Same thing with the growth tags. A lot of actual events will give you these things. And then of course I believe you can get these from Chocobo Expedition as well. And sometimes you can just buy them from shops simply for gold. So it's actually better to just to farm the gold shop, and then if you really need it, like badly, you can just buy them. But I wouldn't recommend really spending the time to farm them. So if you're still not done activating the Whimsical shop at this point, and you have done all the events you could do, on Saturdays and Sunday, I would suggest keep farming the gold shop until Whimsical shop is activated. And if you run out of energy, obviously you could just stop your session for the day or whatever you is that you do. But for me, I would just keep going. And then once you activate the Whimsical shop, I would suggest going to multi at this point and start farming your events. Because this way you don't conserve any more energy, and on top of it, you're waiting for that Whimsical shop timer to go down. The Whimsical shop lasts 30 minutes. So as that timer is going, any other quest you're doing, you're not going to trigger another Whimsical shop, right? So ideally, this is the most efficient way to both farm for the Whimsical shop and get through your daily routines. So at that point, I would recommend farming your multis, right? Try to join other people's groups so that way you don't have to expend any energy. Now, at this point, you're still continuing to play in your session. I will go back and start farming the story mode again, or go back and start finishing your events, depending on if you didn't finish them yet, right? If it's not a Saturday or Sunday and you can't do any more gold, at this point, I would start farming story mode for job items. I definitely recommend doing that now, especially since they give you item 2x. But on normal days, I would just start farming events to finish certain items that you need for your units. For example, this would be a really good idea to do today if there weren't any 2x drops on your jobs. And then just look for any 2x, look for any 2x events on any of these things that you need for specific characters and whatnot. This way you're spending your energy efficiently, because like I said, the game limits you to what you can do every day, right? So at this point, keep farming until you trigger the Whimsical shop again. Now, sometimes you may trigger the fever mode on Chocobo Expedition. Basically, what that does is I believe it gives you extra experience. And I think that's it. So for me, really, I pretty much ignore that. I don't really do anything for that. For me, it's not really that useful for me. So I don't really think too much about it. But at this point, continue to farm until you trigger the Whimsical shop. And just keep doing this rotation until you're satisfied with your dailies. If you're starting to run low on energy and you don't feel like refueling, at this point, I would start working on your dailies, right? You can do your equipment, get that done real quick. It's pretty easy. If you really don't want to do much equipment enhancing, my suggestion is just to enhance one of your equipment using one bronze colored stone. And so you will satisfy this, and then you will get basically 4 of these for free, right? I would suggest do your arena maybe in a later time if you have time. I guess I would suggest do a little bit before reset if you are staying up all night. The server resets at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. But if you go to bed early, I suggest just do a little bit before you go to bed. And the reason being is because most people already had it done during the day. Therefore, there are chances that the opponents you're fighting are probably going to be a little bit easier opponents to fight, because either people who don't really just start ignoring arena, or all the people who are really eager to climb the ladder already done their arena for the day. So there's a higher chance, like I said, that you might be facing easier teams or easier opponents or whatever. Of course, look at your shops every day, 3 times a day. One is at reset time, 4 a.m. The next one is going to be at 10 a.m. The next one's going to be at 4 a.m. And then it goes back to, 4 p.m. and then 10 p.m. and then 4 a.m. I don't do the 4 a.m. obviously, but if you go to bed, I said at midnight or 1, and you wake up before 10 a.m., then you can still have time to look at your shop again. So I would definitely recommend doing the shops every day to look for shards of units or just items that you can buy for gold. Of course, now you can send your gifts to your friends, and of course, you can do your video summons. Now, when you do 100 video summons, you actually get 200 gems. Uh, it's a great way in this game, in my opinion, if you're a free to play player, to do these video summons and also refill watching a video. Because when you activate the ads, I believe the company makes money, right? The company probably makes money, and then the ads of the companies that they're using are also making money. So if the company that's making the game that you love is making money, there's higher chance they're going to put out better content, going to be more adamant about working on certain things. And I think this game is really good at fixing things, right? As soon as we have an issue, it seems to get fixed right away. And I'm really happy that they're doing such a good job maintaining this game. So, like I said, if you're a complete free-to-play player, I highly suggest taking advantage of getting those free things from watching their videos, because it's also helping the company that is producing the game that you enjoy playing. At this point, I think that's pretty much it. Everything I've talked about, that's pretty much my daily grind. I don't like the word grind because a lot of people think the word has a negative connotation. I like just think that it's my daily routine, right? I think that's a better choice of words. That's pretty much it. Very easy, short video. Like I said, if you enjoy my videos, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me get more subscribers. Therefore, it really kind of slowly progress towards maybe monetization. That way, the money I receive from making my videos, I'm going to put right back into my video. I plan to buy newer equipment, better equipment. I'm working on thinking about getting a nice camera. I have a camera already, but I'm really thinking about getting a nicer camera and start showing my dogs, because my dogs are a really big part of my life, and give you a reason where the name Nash Taters came from. And then plan to maybe start dumping some money into my main account. Therefore, I can start doing more summoning videos. People seem to enjoy those. And maybe really go hard at building a lot of units, so that way I can start reviewing them to kind of aid people in making decisions if they should or should not build those specific units. So, as always, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, you can hit the dislike, but I would much prefer that you put the reason why you dislike it. Until next time, Nash Taters out, and remember, take care of yourself and your family.